great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion. Welcome back to the Immigration Answers Show. It's your boy, Jim Hacking. How's everybody doing? This is episode number 528 of the Immigration Answers Show. I will be here for the next hour to answer all of your immigration-related questions. Hope you all are doing well. Hope you all are having a good start to your weekend. This will do it for this week's shows. I won't be doing a show tomorrow, so we'll be back on Monday at 4. How's everybody doing? Let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I see a lot of our friends in the comments. Yu's here, Marilyn's here, Rocio's here, David's here, Nurse Laura, of course. Lots of James is here, lots of our favorites. Oh, there's Hope. Hope always gets on early, so that's pretty great. Looks like Noah's back. Let's go to Noah.
Hey, Jim. Good morning. How are you doing?
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. How you doing?
Alhamdulillah, good. I know we spoke earlier, but I had a follow-up question, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
I recall you mentioned in one of your replies to my emails that you think that you think that I might be objected to 10 years of ban because of my overstay.
If you overstay your visa by more than 1 year, you have a 10-year bar. Yep.
Yes. So my question is the gap between my R1 expiring and I-485 answer or you can call work permit or it's only 7 months.
Yeah, 27 months. Okay.
No, 7 months only. Sorry.
7 months. Yeah.
Yes. So, but until now, it's of course more than a year. But until I applied for I-485 and it was accepted and was processing was 7 months. So, does it count as 7 months or does it count as until now?
I believe it's until now.
Even if I have my work permit and I have my work authorization and everything?
I think they gave those to you in error.
Okay. And in regards to, I also know you answered one of my questions regarding asylum, that I cannot apply for asylum if I have if I did not apply for it within a year.
Not that you can't. The rule is that you have to file it within 1 year, but people still file it late, and sometimes that's forgiven.
I see.
But you'd have to show that you're going to be persecuted back in your home country.
Can it be other than persecution?
No, that's what all of that asylum.
Even if you have like U.S. citizen children.
Your U.S. citizen children can sponsor you when they turn 21.
But can we apply for hardship though? Because we cannot take the U.S. citizen children back.
There's no such thing, and they don't care.
I see. Okay, another question is, let's say, okay, this R1 is not working, as you're mentioning. So, can I apply through one of my family members who's a U.S. citizenship?
It's a 16-year wait, and you can't wait in the United States while that's pending.
Sorry?
That's a 16-year wait for a brother or sister of a U.S. citizen, and you can't stay here while that's pending. It gives you no status.
I see. All right. Those were the questions I had. Thank you so much.
Good luck, Noah. See you, buddy. Vanessa is here. Hello, Vanessa.
Hi. Good morning. Can you hear me?
I hear you just fine. How you doing?
I'm fine. Well, I came here at 14. I know I talked to you about this, I think it was last year. So I marry a U.S. citizen, and we apply on December 13, 2022. And I got my biometrics. I did that in January 2023. They approved me this year on January 30th, 2024 for my work permit. So I received it on the 1st. So my question is, when do I apply for the social, or do they do that for me? I'm not sure.
Usually when you apply for a EAD, there's a box to check that says, hey, please send me my social security card when you send me my work card, did you mark that box?
Well, we did it through a lawyer, and I spoke to him, and he told me if they don't send it, then I apply for it. So I wasn't sure.
Well, that's all well and good, but you need to clarify. Say, I need a copy of my I-765 because I needed to see if you checked that box. Because if you did check that box, they should send you the work card or the Social Security card pretty soon. What you don't want is to have two Social Security numbers. So it's usually about a week or two before you get the work card or the Social Security card. So check to see if they marked it or not. That's the most important thing. If they didn't, then you go to the Social Security office with your work card and show them.
Okay. And my other question, they never asked me for my medical as yet.
Oh, they will.
Okay. Okay, well, that was all the question I have.
Bye, Vanessa. Have a good day.
Too.
See ya. All right, all right. Barbara's here. What do you say, Barbara?
Hey, Jim. Thank you for taking my call. I got a couple of questions. You actually answered one for me. A sister who's a U.S. citizen applying for a sister. You just said that was 16-year wait?
At least.
At least. Okay. A mother who is a U.S. citizen with a child over 21 applied for her. We did the I-30 and that was accepted back in 21.
Mhm.
How much longer is that going to be before you think?
Well,
This is from Jamaica, by the way.
Yeah, let's take a look. So do you know about the visa bulletin?
Yeah.
So the visa bulletin comes out every month, and it sets forth what cases they are processing. So I'm going to pull up the visa bulletin so that we can all be on the same page and everybody can learn sort of how that works. So this is an unmarried son or daughter of a U.S. citizen. Is that right?
Right. Correct.
Okay. And this is a son. This person is in the United States or overseas?
In Jamaica.
Okay. So so the I-130. So let's see. Okay. So that's the F1 category, which means that right now the National Visa Center is starting to work on cases that were filed in September of 2017. See that there?
Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah.
So it's a good long while, 6 or 7 years. And then once the National Visa Center starts, then they get to the final action date, which would be in 2050. They're only giving visas right now to people who applied and have a priority date of January of 2015.
Oh, wow. Okay. One other question.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The mother is already in the United States, got her paperwork is here. She has one other child who's over 21. When you check on the immigration page, it says ready, and it's been ready for 2 years. And the embassy in Jamaica hasn't called them yet.
Is this a different case we're talking about?
Different case, yeah, different one.
Okay,
These are my family members. Yeah, so the mother is here in the United States with her green card. The two younger children came with her. The older one is left there. When we check on the is it DS-260 or something like that, or something to that effect, it says his case is ready, but it's been ready for 2 years. But the embassy in Kingston hasn't really reached out to him.
Okay, so now what you're telling me is so who applied for the son, the green card holder or her spouse?
Okay, her sister, who has since passed away, filed for her.
Okay.
She was able to get the green card and all that before the sister passed. Now, all her children were on that application.
But one was too old.
Yeah, but one that's older is stuck in Jamaica.
Okay.
With a visa that says ready.
Got it. Let's go back to the visa bulletin and see what's what. Okay, so give me a second. Okay, so what's the priority date? When did mom file the?
I think it was 2007.
2007? No, not that. No. The mom who applied for the 21-year-old.
Oh.
When did that case get filed? That's what's important.
I really think it was 2007 because she just got the paperwork done 2 years now. In her second year now.
That was for her green card. I'm not talking about her green card. I'm talking about the case she filed for the son that's over 21.
He was on the paperwork with all of them.
Yeah, but he aged out. So did she file a new green card petition for him?
No.
Oh, then there's probably nothing pending for him.
Really?
I don't think so.
Oh
You're saying
my.
that a U.S. citizen sponsored her sister
Yeah.
and their children and that
Yeah.
sister's children.
Right.
Some of them were under 21, some of them were over 21, and then sister and the little kids came to the United States, but oldest brother is stuck in Jamaica.
Right.
Yeah, my understanding is that they're off the petition that his aunt filed, and that actually mom needs to file a new green card application for him.
Oh my gosh.
So I think they've wasted like 2 years or
Oh
longer.
my God. Just sitting there waiting.
I think that, I mean, I'd have to check for sure, but I think that case is over. I think that kid's not coming on that application.
Can I send you an email on that?
Yeah, do it. Yeah, I can tell you for sure. That's a good question.
All right. I think I have your information in my email already. I'll
Yeah,
go ahead and send it to you and see
any
if
of
you can
those, and
help
just
with that.
yeah, perfect.
All right. I think that's all my questions today, Jim. Thank you so much.
Hi, Barbara. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
All right. We're moving along. Steppa's got some good news. Hi, Steppa.
Hey Jim, how are you?
I'm great. What good news you got for me?
Hey, so I did my 751 with you guys. It went in December. And it was approved the 24th.
You filed it December of what year?
23.
And it got approved? The 751 got approved?
Yes, sir.
In January?
Yep.
That's good.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And it was Andrew.
Well, he knows, I guess, so I'll talk to him about it. That's great.
Right.
Was it with your spouse or without your spouse?
No, solo.
Solo, yeah. Okay.
Right. My question is, citizenship. I'm trying to get the date right.
Yeah.
Resident since 2019.
You've been a resident since 2019.
Right.
And you've had the conditions removed on your green card.
Yes, sir.
When in 2019? Which month?
June.
June. Okay, so that means in March of 2024 you can apply for citizenship.
Okay. I will still go through you guys and all that.
Great. Awesome.
All right. That's all my news I have for you right now, Jim.
Well, I appreciate it, Steppa. Thanks so much for the call. It made me happy.
No problem. I appreciate it.
See you, buddy. Yeah, have a good day.
You-
All right. That's what I'm talking about. A 750. I was asking Andrew about this. I didn't know anything about this. A 751 approved in a month and a half. That's insane. I haven't heard of that happening in a really long time. Looks like everyone's in their car today. Julius is here. Hi, Julius.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
Good. You're not driving, are you?
No. I pulled aside. Got my goddaughter in the car, Leah. Leah, say hi to Jim.
Hi, Leah.
Hi.
What are you doing?
I'm going to go see Origin, the movie Origin. Heard it was good reviews on that movie, Origin.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. But I called before, and I'm thinking about getting married in June to a Zambian, someone from Zambia. But I was just thinking about the process. What would be the shorter process in getting her here? And I was wondering if it would be better to file for the fiance visa as far as the timeline of waiting to at least start the process and getting it going versus having to wait till June and starting that process, which may be a longer timeline in actually getting her here. So I wanted to reach out to see for your services, utilizing your services. Should I do the fiance visa? Would that be a shorter timeline in starting the process to at least get her here?
Have you seen each other face to face in the last 2 years?
Yes, been there 3 times.
Oh, that's good. I'm not a huge fan of fiance visas. I like marriage cases a little bit better. In the old days, fiance cases went a lot faster, so that was one reason why a lot of people did them. Of course,
Okay.
in the long run, you're going to spend more money on a fiance case because you have to pay for the adjustment once they come, and there's, that's sort of more expensive. A couple things to think about. Number one, fiance cases also, there's this weird little trick that they can do. So USCIS approves the fiance case, and then it gets sent to the National Visa Center, and then it gets sent to the embassy. If they want, they can say that the I-129F approval expired, and you sort of have to start over. It doesn't happen very often, maybe in about 5% of the cases, but I don't like them having that power. That they don't have that power for marriage cases. So that's the downside of fiance cases. But if you're telling me you can't get to, is it Zambia? Is that what it was?
Yep.
If you can get to Zambia, if you can get to Zambia till June, then maybe go ahead and start the fiance case now. Everything should be fine. But generally, if I got to pick, I would do a marriage case.
And now she has been denied twice with the student visa. I don't know if you remember that. Came on before. Would that be a problem? Trying to do the fiance visa, the fact that she got denied twice for the student visa when I was trying to do that last year?
In my experience, let's just say that when it comes to people who apply for non-immigrant visas, like a B1, B2, or a student, and then later they just, I was applying for a student visa, but I happened to be engaged to a U.S. citizen, and I didn't really tell you about that before, or they do an I-130, and now I'm married to a U.S. citizen. In my mind, they don't hold that against people unless there was like outright misrepresentations. In other words, if they applied for a student visa and they said, are you married or engaged to a U.S. citizen? If they didn't lie about that, then I think I think the NVC and the embassy sort of treat it as, oh, you're doing it the right way now, so we're not really going to get worked up over the prior denials.
And how long would the wait be if I filed next week the fiance visa to start the process before they would get the case? Like how long's the wait? 6 months, 8 months? Or?
It's going to be at USCIS for about a year, and then you're going to be with the consulate for probably 4, 5, 6 months. So probably a year and a half.
And if I waited till June and got married, same amount of time?
Yep. Starting from June.
So that's why I was thinking maybe just start the fiance visa to get a little more ahead of time. Does that make sense? Or?
Well, people are commenting. Martin says, I applied using the fiance visa. Not a huge fan of the process at all. Looking back, I wish I would have gone for the family marriage route. I think.
Oh, okay.
I mean, June is what, 4 months from now. So if you shave 4 months off, I think there's were you born in the United States?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Have you ever gone through the immigration process before?
No.
Have you been married before?
No.
Has your fiance been married before?
No.
So it's sort of a straightforward, clean fiance case. I think I would shave those 4 months, and I'd file that bad boy as soon as possible.
Now there's a 20-year difference. I'm 35. She's 35. I'm 55. Okay.
Say that again. Who's what?
There's a 20-year difference. She's 35. I'm 55.
Oh yeah, that's okay.
Okay. All right.
I think when the beneficiary gets over the age of 35 or so, they sort of stop worrying about the age gap.
Oh, okay.
I think it's more like when a 22-year-old marries a 50-year-old.
So it wouldn't be a bad idea to start the process with the fiance next week if I want.
It's your call. It's your call, man. I've laid it all out for you. Now you have to decide.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What would you do?
If I couldn't get back to, what I would do is I would go to Zambia next week, get married, and do a marriage case. That's what I would do. Even if you're going in. Oh, by the way, everyone's saying that guy doesn't look 55. Just so you know, so you feel good on a Saturday. There's no way he's 55. I want to know what's your secret. What's your secret?
Water, plenty of water and exercise.
Going water right here. All right.
There you go.
Yeah, so that's what I would do. I would say, 4 months. It'd be nice to shave that off, but I'd rather have a marriage case. I'd go over next week and stay. If you can, get married quickly. I don't know what the rules are. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Thanks, Jim.
Bye, Julia. See you, buddy.
Bye. Yeah, bye.
Yeah. All right. That was a good call, don't you think? Still not high on those fiance cases. Maybe they'll turn things around. Peter has been waiting patiently. Hi, Peter.
Yeah. Hi, Jim. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes. Jim, I want to ask just a simple question.
Go for it.
Yeah. If what is the age of marriage like in immigration rule? Is there any specified age? Like
It
if
has to,
my spouse,
it has to be valid where it's performed. It has to be valid under the law of where the marriage is performed. So if you get married in France, it's whatever the age is in France. If you get married in Indiana, it's whatever the age is in Indiana.
no, I mean like marrying a US citizen and she's like 5 or 6 or 7. How many years of gap?
Wait, you're talking about an age gap between the U.S.
Age
citizen?
gap, yes. Yeah, US citizen and her spouse, yes.
Oh, we've had cases with 39-year age gap. So anything's possible. What are you worried about?
Now, I worry like my fiance is 45 and I'm 35. So that 10 years is what my problem is.
Yeah. So where are you right now? Are you overseas or are you in the United
No,
States?
I'm here in United States.
And were you in status or out of status?
Out of status for the first time.
From Nigeria?
Yeah, exactly.
So, and has the person that you're marrying been married before?
No.
Have you?
Yes, but he divorced. Yes, here also.
Are they a white person, a black person, or what?
The first marriage.
No, your current marriage.
Okay, the current marriage now. My fiance is black.
Okay. And when you were married before, were you married in Nigeria or in the United States?
Here.
Here?
Yes, sir.
So when you came to the United States, you'd never been married?
No, I'm not married in Nigeria. I came here and married a US citizen, but she cheated on me. I have to divorce. I have to file a divorce.
Did anybody start the immigration process off that marriage?
No. We didn't start anything. No.
How long were you married?
We married for 1 year.
When did you come on your visit visa?
I came as a student in 2021, December.
How long did you go to school?
Okay, I go for school for 8 months.
Why did you stop going to school?
I lost my father, who was my major sponsor.
I'm sorry to hear that. So basically, I have a Nigerian fellow who came on an F1, went to school for 8 months. His dad passed away. He got married to a U.S. citizen, was married to that person for a year. That person never filed an I-130 petition for Peter. Then Peter divorces that person because they cheated on him. Do you have proof that they cheated on you?
Yeah. Messages from another guy, yes, was calling.
So then how long after you got divorced did you meet this new spouse?
Okay, now just 4 months ago now.
Yeah, but how long after your divorce did you marry? Are you married?
We have not married yet. We have not married. I'm just asking a question. Let me know what to do.
Yeah. So the divorce became final 4 months ago?
No, we have already filed, but I've not gotten the degree. So I want to know, is there any age difference that will cause any issue with immigration? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, but you're skipping past the big. You're asking me a simple question, but you're skipping back past the big one. So what you're telling me is, as of right now, you're still married to spouse number one.
Exactly. Yes, I've not gotten the degree.
When's the divorce going to happen?
Okay, we are looking at March, April.
March or April. Okay, and then when were you thinking about getting married?
I'm thinking of my December.
Okay, so in December we file a I-130 and a 485 based on marriage. What are they going to think, Jim? Does the U.S. citizen that you're marrying have any kind of criminal record?
No. She's not even an assistant. So because most of my friends were saying age, they are going to look at age, like you are 10, she's 10 years older than you. She cannot be. So that is what I want to know.
I don't think they're going to be too. I think if you had to make a list of all the things they're worried about on Peter's case, I think that age is probably number 4 or 5. I think much more so they're going to be concerned about, number 1, you're from Nigeria. Number 2, you're out of status. Number 3, you already tried to marry one person to get a green card. Now you're married to a 4th one. And then now there's a 10-year age gap. So I think that's way down on the list. I think you're worrying about the wrong thing.
Okay.
So, and then what I would say too, if you were asking me about taking your case, the most important thing for me would be to talk to your spouse and see how tough she is. Because you have to understand, there will most likely be a time where she's in a room all by herself having to defend your immigration history. And if she doesn't know it, if she can't fight for the marriage, if she can't advocate for you, you're fucked. She's the star witness, not you. They're going to assume that everything you're saying is a lie. And so if she comes across believable, they still might not like the case because they might think you tricked her. So there's a lot of, this is definitely.
Yeah, and another thing is she's on housing assistant on Section 8. A lot of things are involved.
Wait, so I've heard that before. So that means she's on Section 8, which means she's poorish, which means they're going to hold that against her because they're mean to people that don't have a lot of money. And a lot of times with Section 8, they don't want to add the Peter to the lease because that screws up their Section 8. So that means you're going to go in there. You're going to go in there with a rental situation where you're not on the lease, and then what they do is they go talk to the landlord and they say, "Yeah, we don't know that Peter. He's never around. She's never told us about him." So I think there's a lot of problems.
So it's better I look for somebody that is not older than me and work it from there.
Peter,
if you advise.
Peter, you just asked the wrong question. We're going to have to go now. That means you're just looking for a spouse. You're just looking for someone to sponsor you. That's not, your mindset is all wrong. You're supposed to be getting married because you're in love, not finding the right person to win the case.
Okay.
Thank you, Peter.
Okay, sir.
Ooh, that was messed up. Old man Peter's in big trouble. Moise.
Hi, James. How are you?
I'm great. How you doing?
I'm doing great. So I have a question. My wife, she is someone who's diagnosed with intellectual disability. She's trying to get her citizenship because she's trying to multitask. It looks like her case might be like it's so difficult. Last time she went there, they asked her for like more documents. Every time she went, they keep asking her for more documents. At the time, I determined they might not want to give it to her. Is there any problem if you fail to not go to the U.S. citizenship interview? There's gonna be a problem.
So let's back up. So she has a green card, right?
Yeah, she has a green card.
And does she have a lawyer?
Yeah, she's been a green card holder since back to 2003.
Right, but does she have a lawyer? Did her lawyer file her citizenship case?
Yes, she had a lawyer.
How many times has she applied for citizenship?
I think this is something she started doing way back before I met her. And I got married her in 2016. On my time, she went there more than 4 times.
So this is a good question. If you're not going to show up for your interview, I would withdraw the case.
Because when I realized that they just playing a game with her, every time she went, they keep asking for more information.
Well, but I want to talk about that. So when it comes to what we're talking about for everybody is when you apply for citizenship, generally you have to take the civics exam, the English exam, and all that stuff. But if you file a form called an N648, it's a medical waiver that you can get to avoid having to take that test. Now, if you've had your green card for a really long time and you're a certain age, there's ways you can take an easier test or get it in your own language or whatever. But when it comes to getting that disability waiver, I would say a couple things, Moise. Number one, they've gotten much harder to get. They really are cracking down on those. And number two, the most important thing, if you say she's disabled or Jim says she's disabled or the lawyer says she's disabled, nobody cares. Nobody cares what you think. Nobody cares what I think. Nobody cares what she thinks. All that they care about is what the doctor says. So for our office, I think we charge like an extra $2,500 for a disability waiver because a lot of them get denied. And we want to make sure that people that are really serious about the disability apply with it. And what needs to happen is a medical doctor needs to certify that there's something wrong with her brain, not her arm, not her leg, not her blood sugar, her brain that keeps her from being able to learn English so that she can pass the test. That's all that matters. And if you think about two different doctors, one doctor visits with your wife for half an hour and writes up a report. That's like this level. But up here is if she's seen a doctor. So if I'm going to do a 648 case, I want her going to a doctor for 6 months or a year to get documented records of her medicine, her head problems, so that you're not just sending this, what I call it, a drive-by medical report from the doctor, but rather a stack of medical records and say, look, you assholes, clearly this person's disabled. Like, you can't just sort of win it. You gotta smash them to get them to give her the citizenship without taking that test.
I got you. Because last time they asked for more documents for, he said like the doctor form wasn't complete because
Yeah,
she said.
so your doctor form is not complete. It's a denial.
That's what I wonder, because they're about to send her a new appointment, so for the interview.
So either get working on the medical or withdraw it and then do what I say and go find a real doctor that can sort of, take care of her and treat the illness and then document it later.
Okay, thank you, James. Thank you.
Hey, buddy. Yep, for sure. All right, it's Saturday and Benny's laying down, so I got to take him. He's got his robe on. He's styling. He's got his gold chain. He's styling. You're on mute, Benny. You're on mute, buddy.
Morning, Mr. Jim.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm great.
Yeah, it's a lazy Saturday over here.
There you go. That's what I like.
Yeah. Anyways, I did call before. So I did file a I-751 solo.
Yeah.
Because I did jointly and it was denied.
Yeah.
But apparently I just spoke to my lawyer yesterday and he did file it without any evidence. I submitted more evidence and he's telling me that I don't need to submit any evidence unsolicited. But I was like, I need to file a stronger case. That way, immigration just don't deny a bare bone case and maybe request for evidence, which just delays me. What do you think about that?
So did the first 751, is it still pending or did it get denied outright?
That got denied and they put me into removal from that.
It sounds like your lawyer doesn't know what they're doing.
I beg your pardon?
It sounds like your lawyer has no clue what they're doing. It sounds like they don't know how to do their job.
That's what I thought. And the other funny thing is, so from the previous I-751 that I did with my ex-wife, they put me into removal. They sent me for immigration court. But I saw happen on January the 12th, the judge dismissed my case, dismissed me from being in removal.
Terminated?
He dismissed.
Well, there's no such thing as dismissal. There's either administrative closure or termination.
I think it said, terminated was, I think I'll disappear if I try to read it. Anyways.
Why don't you, Benny, you should email me. I think you need our help because number one, we handle these cases all the time. Number two, if your lawyer's sending in a 751, I mean, maybe it was just to get it on file. Was he planning to send in more later or was he just going to go on the record?
So what he told me yesterday is because he wanted to get it in sooner. So, but I did submit a bunch of evidence and it's all there for him to just select and submit it. But then once I was talking with him yesterday, I did insist. I'm like, hey, I'm just asking you, could you please submit the evidence? That way they can look my case with the merits that, I have solid evidence because I have a strong case. I've been married with my wife for 10 years. So he said, we don't need to submit that before them asking. They will ask for it. But I'm like, if they do ask for it, it's just putting my case more behind.
So I'll tell you a couple of things, Benny. Number one, I'm not taking all the credit for this, but the first caller on today's show said that our team just did a 751 solo and it got approved in a month, which is very unusual. So I wouldn't expect you to think that, but that's because we submit a shitload of evidence. And the most important thing is a long statement from Benny explaining why you were married for 10 years, why it fell apart. Is your ex-wife, is she actively trying to keep you from staying or would she help us?
We're in good terms. She's willing to.
Your lawyer's not doing it right.
Okay. I see. So you think he was suggesting that I should try to, because I need a month. He wants to appeal the migration court so that I can get back into court. And do you think that's a good idea?
No, do this all at USCIS.
Okay. One more question. the ICE 551 stamp, if I get that on my, because my green card already expired and I want to go home, if I get the stamp, am I safe to travel?
There's no way in hell I would say you can go if you've been in removal, and I would say you're stuck here until you get your 10-year green card.
Okay. So could I send you my information? We can go, because I already paid him, but I'd rather just take a loss on that because I have so much to lose. I can just lose that and at least maybe start with a different lawyer because
Yeah. It sounds to me like he's doing things backwards.
yeah, because it's just weird from what he was telling me, and from watching on YouTube, from watching your shows.
Yeah.
So I had so much information, like I knew what I was talking about. I was like, why would I do that? Even if we wanted to come and put me into removal, we can do a joint motion to reopen with the state, whatever, with the government attorney.
Oh yeah. Can I
Now,
please put my head back in the mouth of the lion? Why would I want to put my head back in the mouth of the lion?
that's what I thought exactly.
And even if the only reason he could say that is because the judge will approve your 751 faster. No fucking way, as we know, because the judge already terminated. The judge doesn't want to mess with this. Biden's telling him to close as many cases as they can. I don't know what the lawyer's thinking.
I see. I'll just send my information over, and you guys can have a look at it, and maybe we can go from there.
Sounds great, Benny. See you, buddy.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, Mr. Jim.
Sure. Wow. That's crazy. So he needs to file a new 751. Get that. Well, I guess he's got it on file now. He'll get the extension letter again, but I'm not a fan of leaving the country until that all is taken care of. Sean has been waiting. Hi, Sean.
How you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Very good, very good. Thank you. Thanks for taking my call. So I'm make it very quick. 2 years ago, March 2022, a friend of mine from Australian national citizen, came to US, got married with US citizen. I mean, he left right away after a month later. Then he come and go a couple of times. Now he's back for good. He's going to live with his wife after 2 years after marriage,
Mm-hmm.
So is that going to be okay to do adjustment, or does it have to go some hoops and loops? Or
so when was the last entry?
the last entry is 2 weeks ago, January 15th, actually.
And how long was he admitted for? 3 months?
60 days. ESTA. He was at ESTA. Yeah.
And the spouse, are they already married?
2 years ago, yes, in America.
And so he's thinking of applying for adjustment of status on this trip right now.
That's correct.
So just for the record, he didn't have the intent to enter the United States and apply for adjustment, but now that he's here and he's talked to you and heard from me, now he's decided to go ahead and change his mind and apply for adjustment after 60 days. So he can't do it in those first 60 days.
That's correct.
Because if he does that, he's in trouble.
That's correct.
Now, it's always safer to apply for adjustment if you've entered on a visa than ESTA, because when you enter on ESTA, you haven't technically been inspected, which means there's sort of expedited removal proceedings. But our office has handled probably 40 or 50 entries on ESTA where the people apply for adjustment. You still there? So I think they can do what they want to do. They have to wait.
They have to wait?
They can't apply in the first 60 days.
That's correct. And after 60 days, then how much? I mean, I'm going to call your office and find out. Is it okay? You can give me the price on the year, or is
Yeah. So our legal fee is $5,700.
Yeah.
If he pays up front, he saves $500, so it'd be $5,200. Or we can do some payment plan where he pays like $2,200 up front, and then we break it up. Or we have a company that finances we work with.
Okay.
One interesting thing for him is fees go up on April 1st. So you might want to look at that window between, when did he enter? Do you know the date he entered?
January 15th.
So January 15th. So March 15th. So he wants to apply between March 15th, but before April 1st, because that's when the fees go up. And actually, that actually gives him a nice cover. Why'd you apply so fast? I mean, after the 60 days, why'd you apply so? Well, the fees were going up. So that's a built-in little argument for him.
So he does. We do a 45 after 60 days. That shouldn't be any problems.
Say that again. Oh yeah,
After,
after 6. Well, shouldn't be any problems. I don't know. I don't know anything about the case, but generally, if you apply after the 60-day mark, then they don't hit you with a misrepresentation charge automatically. But that would be beyond his 60 days. So he'd be a little bit out of status. But if his spouse is a U.S. citizen, that's all forgiven.
All right. Thank you, Jim. I have the email address.
Awesome. Thanks, Sean. See you, buddy.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Oh, we're having a good show today, aren't we? And check this out. Now, Mr. Tusk, I want to be clear about something. Jim, I wish I used your firm for my I-71 with that guy that got it on a short time. Mine's pending for 11 months now. Mr. Tusk, 99% of people are taking 2 years. So we got lucky. I think the real reason that happened was because it was a 751 solo, which means they just have to be satisfied and they don't have to do a bunch of extra work. So I'm not surprised that it got done quickly. All right. Heineken is here, always keeping us honest. Robert's here. James is not too happy about the fee increase, and Whistling's here. All right. So let's go to Mark. Hello, Mark. You're on mute.
I'm sorry about that. I'm using my husband's account. So my question, let me give you a little feedback, a little background for this. I applied, I'm a US citizen, and I applied to have my husband to be adjusted of status. So we did I-130, I-131, and applied for workers authorization and a 485 to adjust his status because my husband normally had a tourist visa from 2015, and we got married back in 2021, and we filed for his paperwork to be adjusted status. Now, we did file for the 131 to give him advance parole to travel document, but we did receive a notification for saying that they denied the advance parole on the reason they said is it was a misrepresentation or fraud, and we were trying to understand why would be, and then of course they said that they revoked his visa, which his visa is to be expiring in 2025. So it's kind of like, okay, why would it be denied on top of, just to get advanced parole? Is it because of not giving further documentation? We're just trying to understand what was the reasoning behind their reason for denial.
I don't think I've ever heard of advanced parole being denied, and certainly not in tandem with the revocation of a visa. What country is your husband from?
Jamaica.
And when did you file the I-130 and the 45 and all those?
This is the second time we filed we filed last July.
Last July of 20. What happened to the first application?
So the first application that we first filed in December 2021, and then we went under the advice of our legal representation at the time, because I've been married before, but when you start the whole process of filing, you have to give all your, marriage licenses, divorces, and certain questions were asked, and I said, I did file for my second husband, but we never got through, and of course that case never went anywhere. But again, I got, married a third time, and they said when we filed in December 2021, they said that I withdrew the papers when I did not withdrew the papers. So it became a very complicated case, saying that this doesn't stop your refiling. But under our legal representation at the time, they said that if you appeal it, it might take longer. It's better off if you just restart the process all over again. So We restarted the process again of filing all the fees of I-130, I-131, 485 to adjust the status because they had denied it the first time, so we had to do it a second time.
So were you born in the United States, you yourself?
Yes.
And this person that you're married to now, this is your third spouse, right?
Yes.
Your first spouse, were they a U.S. citizen or did that involve immigration?
No, they weren't.
Spouse number 2, that did involve immigration?
Yes.
And you filed for them, but they didn't get a benefit?
No.
How come?
They just said, well, they just said that because of the complication of his visa, they said they weren't going to adjust his status because he came through, he was a crew member, and this is right around Trump policies were changing, so TPS does not automatically adjust their status at that time. So
Where was he from?
he was from Haiti.
Okay.
And then they just closed this case on that.
And you divorced that person?
Yes.
And then you married your current spouse?
Correct.
What's the date of your current marriage?
We got married in September 2021.
September 2021. Okay. And then the visa that your current spouse has is a B1, B2 visit visa?
Yes.
And I'm sorry, you might have told me what country he's from, but I don't know.
Jamaica.
Jamaica. Okay. All right. So you get married in 2021, and then he would go back and forth?
No, he didn't go back and forth. The last time he came through the country was back in 2018.
When you said the last time he came through the country. So after,
meaning his last time he's traveled was in 2018. In April 2018, even though he still had his travel, his visa. But once he went through, he can only stay, I believe, for 4 to 6 months.
Right. So as we sit here today is February 3rd, 2024. When was the last time he entered the United States?
In April 2018.
Okay. And so he was here for like 2 or 3 years before you got married?
Correct.
Okay. So then when did you file the I-130 and all that stuff?
The first time or the second time?
Let's talk about the first time.
In December 2021.
And did you use a lawyer?
Yes.
A lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. And that case got denied?
They said that I withdrew the case, and I never withdrew the case.
Did you have an interview on that case?
No.
And so instead of appealing or anything, you just waited and then refiled?
And then I refiled again in July of last year.
July 23, and you file all the right forms with the lawyer again?
I had to file with another lawyer because I just didn't understand why it was withdrew the first time. Yeah. It's just that to me, it just said that the way it was stated, I didn't understand the reason of saying I withdrew when I never withdrew.
Yeah.
On the case.
Okay. And they never came to your house, never talked to you, nothing?
No.
Okay. And so then I think I need to see the denial notice of the I-131. What did they say? Why did they withdraw? Why did they deny the 131, the advance goal?
The current one that we filed the second time. Okay, so they gave us a decision. They said through a thorough review of your application and supporting documents, we've denied your I-131. Now, here's the statement of facts and analysis, including reason for denial. It said USCIS record indicate the Department of State revoked your visa on April 15, 2021, because you may be inadmissible for procuring an immigration benefit by fraud or misrepresentation. USCIS will not issue you a APD. Therefore, your denial on your 131, this decision has no effect on future applications you may file with USCIS. So
it wasn't so much that the I-131 was terminated at the same time as the visa revocation, but so here's what I think happened. I think that something screwy happened with application number 1. And because of that, all of the records of your husband's case are all jumbled up.
Okay.
So you're telling me you didn't withdraw application number 1. USCIS says that you did. I believe you, but I also sort of maybe believe them. So something weird happened.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was your lawyer. I don't know if someone called up and acted like they were you,
Mm-hmm.
or called up and acted like you and said, he married me to get a green card. I want to withdraw it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually think this is a strange thing. I actually think they did you a favor
Mm-hmm.
by denying the I-131, because
Mm-hmm.
now you can get ready. They're ready to fight. They're ready to deny the green card. And so the most important thing is you need to do a FOIA request on your entire immigration file and see what the fuck happened last time. That's the big thing.
Okay.
This is all related to that first case. I'm almost sure of it.
Okay. So to file, do a what? FOIA?
G639.
Uh-huh.
And then say, I want the all of his files, his entire alien file, all of the I-130s that I filed. You both should do one. You get all of his immigration documents. And then if you get them and you want me to take a look at them, I'd love to see it, because I'd love to know what happened.
Okay.
All right.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Good call.
You too. Bye-bye.
Wow. That was something. It took us a while to get there, but tricky kind of a case. Salam Awit is here. Hello, Salam Awit.
Hi, Jim.
How you doing?
Good, good. Thanks for answering.
Sure. What's up?
Okay, I am here to ask an advice. I recently moved to Germany, where my husband is stationed, and he's working for government, and we just moved here. Our green card. I'm not sure how it works, but we just got an interview. Our interview was supposed to be in my original country, but since we moved here, uh, we got an interview in Frankfurt embassy. Then they give us visa for the US. I think I'm not sure how it proceeds, but the process is gonna go after that to our green card, towards our green card. Me and my daughter. When I said us, so. One thing I want to ask is they gave us a visa, but on the USCIS website, it says there should be a sealed envelope that we should carry to the US when we travel to the US, but they never gave us that. The only thing.
I'm pretty sure that they don't do that anymore. I think that's old news.
Oh, okay, okay.
Did you pay your Ellis fee for you and your kid?
Yes, we did pay everything. They sent us our passport with our visas on.
When are you going?
We're planning to go in March.
And you're going to stay here till you actually get the green card, right?
I'm not sure, because we're planning to stay for 10 to 12 days because he have to work and we'll go back to Germany.
Well, he can go back. My vote is that you stay here till you get your green card.
Oh, we have to wait.
He can go back, but you and your kid should stay.
Okay. Okay. See, we didn't know that. We just think our green card will be shipped to the address that we have in the US, which is his family member that we're going to stay with.
I want you to stay with him until you get the green card.
Okay, thank you. I will advise him with that. And the second question I have is that on the website they said if the spouse is working for the government, we don't necessarily need to travel to the US every 6 months.
I believe there's a rule about that. I don't know the ins and outs of that rule.
Okay. And the third thing is that there is another person who I just here, so I want to make sure from the people who know. So somebody said, and also it's on the website there is exemptions for government workers, that if the spouse works for the government outstation, then regarding to applying for naturalization, we should start immediately. Is that true?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Sorry.
No problem. No problem. I'm curious, but regarding actually, I'm glad I called because we were planning to go there and come back. Because it says on the website 3 weeks before before we get the green card, so we should stay. I don't think it was our plan to stay for 3 weeks because but thank you.
If you can, that would be best. If they get the green cards and Federal Express them to you, that's okay too. But if I'm in charge, I would have you stay.
Yeah, okay, okay. I think it's possible we can do that because we're not working now. We're just stationed here, so we're going to adjust. So I think we'll have time to do that.
Awesome. Well, one person in the comments, Henikin, says that actually my office is handling one of those cases right now. So apparently there's a case. So keep looking into it.
Oh, okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, have a good day. All right, all right. See, Henikin's got good advice for us. We appreciate that. Hey, Robert Padilla, I'm sorry about your grandmother. That's tough. Today's the birthday of my mother-in-law who died a year and a month ago. So sad day all around. Speaking of sad days, I'm wearing my Rocky Balboa sweatshirt because one of my favorite actors, Carl Weathers, died on Thursday, I think. He played Apollo Creed in the Rocky movies. I'm a big fan of Carl Weathers. He also was on my favorite show, The Mandalorian. So we're always happy to see him, and we're sad to see him go. Rizlane is here. Hello, Rizlane. Are you there?
Hi, Jim. You hear me?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Sure. Oh, I was not expecting passing that soon. I haven't practiced my English for a long time, so if ever I get stuck, I apologize. I'm talking to you from Morocco, by the way.
Okay.
My husband applied for an immigration request. My husband is a Moroccan, but he got his citizenship a long time ago. We got married on 1st December 2022. Our I-130 has been accepted just 2 days before the new year. And I'm just struggling to get a police clearance certificate as I lived in Egypt for a while. Can it be an obstacle?
Yeah, that'll keep you from getting your visa. You got to hire a lawyer in Egypt to get it for you.
Okay. The problem is just about the delay. Shall I submit all the required documents and wait for this police clearance certificate to get it later? Or should I wait until I get all the required documents?
I would call 3 lawyers. I would find 3 lawyers in Egypt on Monday and figure out how fast I can get them for you, and then that would determine my answer to your question.
Okay, because
if they say it's going to take 6 months, I mean, the fact of the matter is, if you don't get the police certificate, they're not going to say you're documentally qualified, and your case isn't going to go anywhere. So, in my mind, I would do it all at once, and I would focus on getting that police report.
Okay. Have a second question. I knew my husband a long time ago. He was my teacher. I was his student, and we started seeing each other after I graduated. But we couldn't get married. But so it's like I married my first love after 34 years. But meanwhile, I've been married first time with my child father. We got divorced 10 years later. I got married a second time, but my husband died. And as I was living in Egypt at that moment, I got married for a third time, and I got divorced on July 22nd. And
so now the marriage we're talking about is marriage number 4?
It's the marriage number 4.
Okay.
Is it going to be a problem that I've been married that much?
Maybe. I mean, I don't think I think they'll treat it as 3 because one died. So, how long were each of your marriages?
The first one, 13 years. The second one, 3 years. The last one, 4 years.
Yeah. So it's not like they were 10-day marriages. I think
No.
I mean, it's just your spouse knows about all that stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it's okay.
And he's sorry about it. And he said, "I'm sorry that I've let you down." And
Yeah.
I mean,
forget the rest. I'm the best, is what he
oh, okay. One last thing. We are at an advanced age. I'm almost 52, and he's 64. Is it something positive?
Yeah.
Or sure?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, thank you so much. You made my day. It's 17.
They'll recognize you as grown-ups, and I'm 53, so I wouldn't say you and I are of advanced age. Maybe your husband is, but not us.
Okay, age isn't the mind. Okay.
Right.
Thank you so much for the great job and great work you are doing, Jim. You've made my day. Thank you so much.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Oh, what a great way to end, right on the 1 hour mark. We'll be back on Monday, 4 p.m. Monday. We'll be back at our usual time. Next show, Monday, 4 p.m. Central. Got some new videos. TikTok's heating up. We're at 106,000 followers, so follow us on TikTok at Immigration Hacking. If you have a minute, by the way, people have been pounding us on Yelp. I got a negative Yelp review the other day saying that don't trust this so-called lawyer. All he does is blame America's problems on white people. And I didn't know if that was a compliment or an insult, but that's what she said. So if you want to leave us a review on Yelp, I hate Yelp. It's just a dumb, stupid website. I really hate it. In any event, I'll see you guys on Monday, 4 p.m. Central. Have a good rest of your weekend. I got softball with the Norinator. Bye, guys.